Hi, I'm Jessie.
Hey, I'm Lowell.
And this is our assistant Huckleberry. And we're with Arts in Community. Today we're going to show you how to plant your own herb garden for the spring and summer.
Herb gardens are a really great way of staying active right now and doing something besides, binging some Netflix or sleeping, playing video games, just those mundane things that you might get in the habit of doing. So also what's great about herb gardens are there's something you can do inside. You can actually plant your herbs inside, you can continue to grow them inside in a window, and it requires very little materials other than some seeds, some soil, and then some things that you honestly might have lying around the house. So come here and I can show you all the things that I have that I'm going to use to plant my seeds. So the first thing that I need are some seeds, and when I was picking out what kind of herbs to plant, I went with something that would grow fairly easy indoors. The best one that I could suggest is garden chives. These are really easy to grow. They grow really well on a windowsill. They're really hard to mess up, and they're great on salads. If you're scrambling eggs, I highly suggest throwing some chopped up chives on top of them, and it will totally change the dish. So I have my seeds, and now I just need a container to plant them in with some soil. So one of the most important things with planting any sort of herbs is that you need a container that can filter water out, because you're definitely going to need to be watering your seeds as they grow. So I have a couple different options here. The first is red Solo cups, and in a second I'm going to show you how to turn this into a filtering system. The next is something that you can get like at a local hardware store, Home Depot. Also just Pikes, because right now they're doing this really cool curbside pickup, so you don't actually have to go in, and you can just order online or by phone. The next is another good option. It's almost the same thing in a way. You have some recyclable egg cartons. So I'm going to show you how to use this. And then lastly is I have some, pots from the past that, have seen better days. There was once a plant in here. I accidentally killed it. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. And then I have some rocks. I'll show you where those come into play. Have a little shovel for soil. You don't have to have this. A large kitchen spoon would even work in place of a shovel. I have a knife. Make sure you're careful with this. Same goes for the scissors. And then I have some plastic wrap. So next I'm going to show you how to create a filtering system with 2 cups, some stones, and a knife. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I have one of my 2 red Solo cups, and I'm going to poke some holes in the bottom. This is to get water to start to drain out once I'm watering my seeds. So you want to be really careful with this part right here. You just kind of want to very carefully stab into the cup and then twist just a little bit so it creates an opening for water. Just like so. I'm going to do 4 holes. That should be more than enough to get water to circulate through. Alright, so from here, you want to find yourself some quality rocks. Real quality rocks. As you can see, I found these right outside my door to my home, and I just picked them up. They're not actually quality. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop them into my other red Solo cup. Now this Solo cup does not have holes in it. That is important to know. See, holes, rocks, no holes. So I'm going to drop my rocks back in there. Then I'm just going to set this other cup right down in here. Simple as that. Alright. So right now I'm getting some soil and I'm just putting it into my filtration system, like so. I want to fill it up a good ways. Pretty close to the top, as you can see. I'm going to leave some room at the very top. because I want to add a little bit more in after I planted my seeds. And I'm just going to pat it down a little bit. Okay. Now from there, I'm going to get my garden chives. And again, you can pick these up at any Pike store. I know some grocery stores are carrying seeds now too, but the great thing about Pikes is you can just go by and get it curbside pickup. So here's what these seeds look like. And these are gonna turn into luscious green chives. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna sort of sprinkle them all over the top of the soil. Right. All right, so I'm just putting just a little bit of extra soil on top. I don't want much. I don't want these seeds to be very far under the soil. All right. Now from here, all we do is add water. It's as simple as that, right? So I got my trusty watering can here that my dog was drinking out of earlier. And I'm just going to get a little bit of water on there. And that's it. So from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna place it inside a window seal. And I'm just gonna check it every now and then, make sure. I want the soil to be damp. So I'm gonna water, every 2 days or so. And in no time, I'll have some green chives sprouting. And you just wanna keep watering it from there. If you want, you can transfer this to outside, and so you can pull the chives out and then repot. But I'd suggest just keeping them in the cup for this.
Alright, so next I'm going to be showing you how to start your herb garden in either your recyclable egg carton and these little things that you can buy at the hardware store. So let's start with the egg carton because most people have these laying around in their house and it's a great way to actually recycle them. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take some scissors, be very careful, and you're going to cut off the top part of the egg carton, like so. So you have two separate pieces now. The next thing is you're going to take some plastic wrap and, I hate this stuff, always sticks together. Tear off a piece and you're going to just line the top part of your egg carton. It doesn't have to be precise, just so you're covering the cardboard. All right.
And why would you do that?
So this is to stop the water from, you're going to basically use this as a container to catch the water from the bottom. So next thing you're going to do is take your egg carton and you're going to poke holes in the bottom of each egg holder, I guess you would call it, so that the water can drain through. So you're going to be very careful. Take a knife, or you could even do this with scissors, but just the biggest thing is to make sure that you're careful. Okay, so you're going to take it, put it in and twist, put it in and twist, just so you have a little hole big enough for the water to drain out. Okay, so as you can see, the rest of mine were already done. I just wanted to do these two to show you. So this is going to sit inside that top part that we just made. So that's why it's super important that you put the plastic wrap on the inside so that when the water goes through, it is not getting this part all wet. All right, next thing is we're going to get some soil. So all I'm doing is filling up my egg carton with soil. All right. So make sure that it's pretty evenly spread out. This one didn't get as full. All right, and it doesn't have to be precise as long as there's enough soil for the seeds to go in. All right, next thing is I'm going to take my seeds. We're still with our garden chives. So I'm going to pour some out into my hand. And all I'm going to do is sprinkle them in each section that has soil. I'm almost out, so I'm just going to finish up what I have. All right, and just like with when we're using our filtration system, you're just going to cover them with a tiny bit more dirt. My assistant Huckleberry wants to help here. And as you can see, I'm not covering them completely. I don't want them to get super buried with dirt. All right, so once I've done that, my seeds are nice and planted. They should be good to go. All I'm going to do is add a little water. Okay, so that should be good to go. And just like with my filtration system, I want my soil to be pretty damp. So I'm going to check on it every 1 to 2 days just to make sure that the soil stays damp. And I want to put it in a window seal or by a window, or just make sure that it gets plenty of light.